Diary of a Certified Psychopath. 24th of September, 2021. Hopeless. If Thursday's experience of being surreptitiously disconnected from my synthetic social construct had spooked me, then today it would have proven a welcome relief. Having scarcely 90 minutes to sandwich Strava's daily real-life distance quota between humdrum deadline-based duties, my options, realistically, were restricted to loops of Shoreham's historic beach-based velodrome, yet another rerun of yesterday's already repeated route, again with no time to pack a punnet of Sussex's most succulent cherries, or a more southerly variation of the latter, with libation and nutrition being savoured at the yet-to-be-frequented Kingsway Coffee House, located in the staunchly independent village of Ferring, or the highly acclaimed Sea Lane Cafe of its spiritually more self-effacing suburban neighbour, Goring. Mindful that Friday's inevitably premature rush hour was approaching, I made my impulsive decision at the end of Armand Avenue, the almost invisible link between Cecil Pashley Way, which frames the perimeter of Shoreham Airport and is appropriately christened in honour of the British aviation innovator who founded its inaugural flight school, and a semi-pedestrianised portion of Old Shoreham Road, which officially yields to the town's bypass a few kilometres further west. Turning my back upon the old toll bridge, I headed directly for the latter and was soon tenuously tiptoeing along the Autobahn 27, a term I use advisedly, since the aforementioned rush hour had evidently been redefined from 3 p.m. onwards to whenever one feels the instinctive urge to rush away from their desk and beat all those other crazy commuters, each of whom had intuitively applied the same logic, thereby nullifying all of its intended and potentially positive consequences. When a cyclist is consistently faster than motorists over at least 10 miles worth of exclusively automotive A roads, and moreover is forced to travel on those roads because everywhere else is jammed to a veritable standstill, then one can state with a degree of confidence that there are major aspects of our transport infrastructure which warrant considerable review and amendment. From my perspective, there appeared to be more cars on these roads than drivers to commandeer them, making me wonder whether the most cognitively advanced autonomous hybrids had intelligently taken early leave for a weekend's vacation at their nearest seaside resort, leaving their hapless owners to put one foot or pedal in front of the other. The sheer volume of vehicles made every twist, incline and roundabout look so different that I missed my turn south towards Ferring, overshooting into an untrodden, de-pavemented and thus far, as I was concerned, unrideable section of the A27. Abruptly realising my error due to the tangible and frankly terrifying increase in traffic velocity, I stopped, dismounted, waited for a very large gap, and doubled back, furious that the squandered time had almost certainly cost me my sustenance stop. However, upon reaching Sea Lane and regarding its bijou architectural tapestry of cosy, historic and tastefully contemporary abodes, all blending subtly to form a quaint, seamless and evocative embodiment of domestic bliss, those abrasive feelings of resentment subsided, and every sip of the makeshift instant non-dairy flat white I relished in my own front garden was sufficiently revitalizing. 25th of September, 2021. Making every km count. Being relegated to the role of retail gatherer for a Saturday full of raucous and wholesomely nutritious socialising, it was once again time to minimise the pervasive and detrimental effects of ABH, ambient bodily harm. And with my niner still awaiting his fresh pair of omni-seasonal slip-ons, Big Thai Softy was my only logical option. Today's intoxicatingly clement conditions and a comparative absence of traffic, together with the Ibis's natively languid pace, not only allowed me more time to focus on a decidedly large inventory of groceries, but also liberated my senses to assimilate the subtle and stimulating aspects of my surroundings, such as the resonant rattle of propellers around Shoreham Airport, emanating from planes that I now gather are single-prop tiger moths, or the contented bleating of sheep grazing peacefully in the fields along Clapper's Lane, The 42mm Schwab marathons crunched and crackled over the Downs Links gravel, retaining optimal traction, with Mother Nature's wayward and wild plantations forming their usual protective corridor of vibrant verdancy, as well as superfluous shelter from a velvety southerly breeze, though almost not from a chain gang of rumbustious trailblazers, with whom I crossed paths around a blind turn as they raced towards the seafront, for what I suspect may have been one of several substantially refreshing pit stops. In all fairness, they kept in tight formation, as well as left on the narrow pathway, but still managed to scare me half to death. The low-cadence slog up to Satan's Golf Club proved physically invigorating without inducing anaerobic agony. My sturdy steed's capacious flat bar, broader rims, fatter tyres, deeper treads, and inherently elevated friction all ensured a solid centre of gravity and a comprehensive workout for every conceivable muscle group, with oxygen flowing freely through an open chest and expanded lungs. Overall, a far more practically productive and spiritually fulfilling experience than yesterday's treacherous war against a tsunami of British traffic.